So life is full of the unexpected. We all know it. We all live with it. So how do you navigate it? In little ways. For instance, you're late for a meeting and suddenly there's a traffic jam that's now going to make it impossible to get there. A friend calls and you need to support them. You have to cancel everything. Your kid gets sick and suddenly the day is turned in a whole different direction. Or maybe in big ways. Your spouse has an affair. You lose your job. Your lawyer steals all of your savings. The stock market crashes and your house or your savings have got no more value. So how do we navigate all of these unexpected events? And how do we do it with some sanity? Well, I got 5 minutes, so let's see what I can do. So the best way to deal with the unexpected is with clarity and sanity. However, your whole system is going to be geared to stress and overwhelm, which comes from fear. You're going to know it as anxiety. And you want to resist that urge to make choices and decisions from that place. So how do you do that? Well, number one, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to check in with how you are feeling. It's very easy when that stress of the unexpected happens to kind of pop out and be really externally focused. So your first thing you want to do is come in and check, how are you feeling? And B, you also want to check in, how do I want to move forward from here? Now, the key here is how do I want to move forward? Not how am I being pushed forward? Or how do I put out a fire? Or how do I externally focus and make this happen the way I said it was supposed to happen? That's really different. And how do I want to move forward from here? Now, of course, we have to know where here is. How are you feeling? And the hint for how you want to move forward from here is going to be along the lines of what I call a delicious yes. So this is a movement inside of yourself that feels effortless or spacious. So maybe you want to pull over the car and go for a walk in the park, or you want to drop by a yoga class, or you want to put on a meditation, something that's going to feel right now more effortless. And that's going to be the beginning of how you want to move forward from here. It may also include communicating with other people, this sort of thing, but you're checking in with yourself. And that's the first. Now, the second thing we want to do is resist the urge to know. So our mind will be scrambling to know something, to know the answer. Am I going to be safe? Is this going to be okay? Am I going to disappoint anyone? Is this going to be a problem? The mind will be frantically searching for some kind of knowing. And what is certain to be true is that you do not know. And so you want to resist that urge to force a projected outcome so the mind can know something. And instead, you want to be able to sit with the fact that the one thing you do know is that you do not know. And that's a very valid thing to know. Now, the third thing that we want to do is we want to let life and your own clarity make all the decisions in the next coming days or weeks, or it could be hours. And we don't want to make the decisions and from fear and this movement of anxiety. And so in order to do that, we really have to be centered. And to be centered means we got to be inside, not outside focused. And so from inside, similar to our first step, we want to be listening to ourselves, and we want to be able to be responsive to what's happening circumstantially. So where life is going to kind of move us along, more circumstance and situation is going to show up, just like what happened here with the unexpected. And we want to be able to listen and respond from inside of us instead of fear and putting out fires. So the one thing you can be certain of is that life has got a momentum and it's going to move you along. And if you stay connected to yourself, where you can make decisions from clarity, you will be in a place of fulfillment and ease and possibly a way better outcome than if the unexpected hadn't occurred. So this is to say that, in fact, we just have to move moment to moment, listening to the circumstances as they present and how we would like to move forward with them kind of in the long run. So we're not projecting big shapes here. We're just moment to moment for the next little while, making choices by listening to the circumstances in life. So, there's a saying that says some of the best things that happened to us have been what appeared to be catastrophes. And many of you have their own direct experience of that. We don't have to be afraid of the unexpected. We just need to be willing to connect to ourselves and navigate from clarity instead of fear. So more tips and tools on this topic in the next coming weeks. And, how do you like my glasses? I've kind of been wondering if they're going to work here on YouTube. So you let me know. You like these frames? If you hit the subscribe button, send me all of your questions and I will read every one of them personally. Looking forward to being right back here with you next week.